All right, so this is my research presentation. So why did I choose this? Before I give my hypothesis, I wanted to talk about how often celebrity endorsements are used around us. Every time someone is on Instagram, let's say, there's almost always celebrity endorsements of either products or a brand. So sometimes they're pretty blunt and they'll say it's a paid advertisement, while other times celebrities will just wear certain clothing and brands and stuff like that. So I was wondering, how far will people go just to live like the celebrities they know and love? So my hypothesis is recognizable celebrities slash influencers persuade consumers to valuing certain products. My IV is the value of the celebrity, which was measured by stimuli. My DV was the value of the product measured by people's answers towards questions. So these measures were within my experiment, and I'll explain it later. But overall, it was pretty hard to come up with this hypothesis, and I revised it twice. But this is further on into it. So this is my literature reference. The first one has one of the quotes in it that I really enjoyed, which was, "It's proven that celebrities who endorse one brand look better than those who endorse multiple." So the experiment done with this article was just a random survey, random people, and they asked their attitude towards a brand by showing a female celebrity endorser. Um, After everything was conducted, the results showed that men valued the brand because they thought that the female endorser was actually attractive. And then women valued the brand because they thought that the female celebrity was personable and that they just enjoyed her personality. So, this experiment as a whole just proved that reputation matters on choosing which celebrity to endorse which brand. The second one conducted almost exactly the same experiment, just in a little bit different way. But one thing that stood out to me was the models that they shown. So, this is one of them. This is called the network memory model. Don't have a lot of time, but to give an example on what this proves, when you think of Shaq or Shaquille O'Neal endorsing a brand, a lot of the times you think of the TV commercials that he's on, one of them being the General. It's the commercial that ends with, "Go to the General and save some time." Uh, this this model is proving that if you think of the General and you think of that tagline, then you're probably going to think of Shaq. And then when you look at Shaq, you might have a good potential of thinking of the commercials that he's linked to. So that's just what this model proves, like how people process and memorize celebrity endorsement. And then the third one just talks about celebrity endorsement compared to Korea and in America. Basically, it proved that American celebrity endorsement, they intend to have celebrities keep their personalities. They stay the same. They like what makes them different and so forth. Well, in Korea, they'll actually have endorsers mold to the product or brand itself. So you're not going to have a certain celebrity endorse a certain product, like especially like with looks are a really big thing, and so on. But so those are my three. Then this is my actual experiment. So I conducted three surveys. The first one included Cardi B for the Pepsi commercial, the Super Bowl one, which was very successful. The second survey included this random man who was just drinking the Pepsi. And then the third one included just the product itself, Pepsi. 8 questions were used for the first two surveys, and then 7 for the last one. They were anonymous. I posted these personally on my Instagram, my Snapchat, and my Twitter. It was easier for me to separate it for people, and I also made this between the ages of 18 to 25 because that's my general following. I had people with their first names that started A through I take the Cardi survey. Names that were through J through R took the second, and S through Z took the third, just the product. A Likert scale was used for the questions except when asked for age and gender. So this was the question that was left out of the last one, It's how familiar are you with the endorser. So it just proves that, yeah, people knew who Cardi was, and no, people did not know who the random man was. So that was the point. These were my questions included, blatantly stated. How familiar are you with the product? How beneficial is it? And then the first one included, how likely are you to purchase a celebrity endorsed product? So this is just showing what I asked. These are my results. I conducted an ANOVA model by using an Excel sheet through RStudio. My Excel sheet included my conditions were the different types of surveys. So condition 1 was survey 1, Cardi, and so on. So after including this Excel sheet to RStudio, my hypothesis was not proven. And a side note, I did not include the one question that was in the first two surveys and not in the third, which is, are you familiar with the endorser? I used separate information on that alone just from Google Forms. But to continue, my hypothesis was not supported. My DV was the condition, which was which survey was what, which all in all asked more about the product itself than the celebrity. And then my IV was the purchase intent. So, like, if people liked this celebrity and this brand a lot, like why they would purchase it. But yeah, so even if people were familiar, even if people already bought the product, and no matter what age or sex they were, I had no correlations between anything. So my limitations were, I did not have enough respondents originally. I thought I did, but I did not. Google Forms showed that I had so many respondents, but then when I made my Excel sheet, I realized that people only clicked on it and did not fully take it. So that was one thing. I most definitely would have asked different questions. I would have done it more focusing on the celebrity a little bit more. I only asked like one or two questions about it, if that. So that definitely probably had a huge effect on why there was no correlation between a celebrity endorser or not, which sounds silly, but more could be done there. And then another thing, maybe you could have just done two surveys, one just showing a product and then one showing a celebrity endorsement product. I could ask different questions with each one, but blatantly asking if I would buy something that's endorsed by another celebrity probably wasn't the best way to go about it, especially after reading the literature, how they conducted their surveys. But all in all, and then this is my citations.